experience like for you, man?
Well, as you can see, I'm a little hoarse, so that pretty much explains that part. That was it was a heck of a lot of fun. So much that I lost my voice. So I mean it was a great experience for sure.
Do you think that you were able to replicate a lot of spring training stuff in those games? I mean, you played a lot. You got some big hits. You saw some outstanding pitching.
Yeah, I mean the pitching was great. The competition was high, so you're definitely getting your early dose of the season, really, and getting some work out there in right field on big league ballparks. So that helped me, getting some work out there. I had the first game I played left, and I was like, all right, I need to go to right, but I ended up moving to right field and get some work there. So I think that helped me big time there, and I mean the bats were great. Like just the competition, competing. It was definitely intense, and it was something that I think can help me.
And do you almost feel like you're ahead of the game because of that?
I mean, in a sense, yeah. Because it's crank it up, and it's get it ready. It's not really, need to work on some stuff. It was like, no, you need to be ready to go, So, in that aspect, I needed to turn it up. I needed to turn it on, and I was able to do that. And I definitely think, playing in that atmosphere with that competition, I think you get somewhat of an advantage.
Andrew, you've probably heard stories from former Pirates about what it was like to play for Jim Leland. What was it like to play for Jim Leland in this tournament?
I mean, it was awesome. I know his history with the Pirates and just his history in general. It was awesome to be managed by him. He's a great manager. He let me go out there and just do my thing. All he wanted from us was just want to win the game. That was it. Whatever it takes to, whatever we got to do to prepare, whatever we got to do to get ready. And you go and you get ready, and you go out there and you play hard. And he said, he doesn't need to motivate his players. And we should already be motivated being big leaguers. So that wasn't his thing. He said, if you have to motivate me, then this isn't our job. This job isn't for us. So that's something that stood out with him. It was huge to hear things that he had to say to us. Some stuff stuck, and it was cool to be on there and for him to manage us.
A lot of guys say the coolest part of the experience is being with all those other big leaguers, kind of like an all-star game, basically just for an extended period of time. Is there anything you got out of that experience, being around those guys, talking to them?
Yeah, I mean, you get your sense of, you get your team camaraderie a little bit, just because you're with those guys for a couple weeks, as opposed to all-star game. It's a few days, so. It was really cool just to develop some relationships with some of those guys, and to pretty much form a team and bond in 2 weeks. That's what the game of baseball does. It was kind of cool, to be able to do that, and be able to, have a team where you know a few people, know of a few people, and you just go out there and you play, and that's pretty much the icebreaker. And you get to know guys like that. Met a lot of guys, formed some new relationships with some guys I've never met. And, that was a great experience.
Andrew, there's a lot of, I guess, anecdotes that this tournament really turned people on to the whole idea. Partially because of the U.S. success, but also just because, it seemed like there was a lot of competitive games and people were really into it. Did you guys on the team get a sense while it was happening that this is something that it was really engaging with the fans and is a good thing for the sport?
Well, to answer your second question, I definitely think it is good for the sport. Just a sense of baseball is global, and it's a sport that it speaks one language, and it was amazing just to play to see the different cultures, play against the different cultures and teams. The atmosphere is great. You know, the fans that came, they were loud. It was a lot of fun. So I do think it's something that is very useful and needed. And you know, I don't know, man. I think yeah, it's something that we just can continue to do. I think it'll continue to grow, especially with the U.S. side and everything that we did this year. I think it excited a lot of people. You know, from a lot of the guys that I've talked to already on the team, they were just saying how much they were into it, and you know, I'm sure a lot of the other teams were into it as well. So it's a game that's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to get bigger, I think. And I'm just happy to be a part of being my first one, and to be able to win one was pretty cool.
Is there one moment that's really going to stick with you? One moment, one play, one game?
Probably Adam Jones' catch against the Dominican.
Yeah.
I think that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in person on the field. You know, I've always had dreams of robbing somebody. It's a little harder because in Pittsburgh, because the walls are like 10.5 feet high, but and it's gonna be a lot harder in right field. I mean, yeah, I've always had a dream to do that. I've never done that before, and it's a little bit of luck and some skill involved, of course, and you got to have the right ballpark to do it. And yeah, he was able to do it, and he did it. I mean, I didn't think he had a chance, off the bat. And then I saw him leap, and I still didn't think he had a chance. And then next thing you know, it was in his glove, and I was like, that was awesome. It was cool just to witness that.
Well, if you do that at the Clemente wall, you get on Sports Center right now.
Yeah, I need to get my go-go gadget legs on.
Gregory was saying when you doubled against the Dominican, at first he was like, damn, because they wanted to win. But then he was like, cool, because you did it. Did you have a similar experience seeing those guys and kind of watch what Gregory and Starlin did?
Yeah, I mean, you do have there's a bit of it's a I don't know how you put it. It's your teammates, so you're gonna be excited for them. At the same time, you want to win. So that's the way that goes. It's kind of like guys that you play with now, the Pirates, who leave and they go to another team. You're excited for them and you're happy for them, but you want to beat them. There's been plenty of guys who pitch here, who pitch for other teams that I've had to face, and as much as I love them, I don't want them to get me out. I want to get on base, want to get hit. So it's kind of the same thing. I'm sure how Blanco and Marte felt. I felt the same way about them. Marte hit the big homer against us in Miami. That was a dagger in the heart, but at the same time, I was like, hey, good for him. I was excited for him. I was excited to, see them out there on the field just to say, man, we got the whole starting outfield is starting in the WBC, and doing, and those guys are doing well, and this is our starting lineup. This is the outfield of the Pirates. I think that was pretty cool. I don't think that was anywhere else in baseball where you have 3 guys in the outfield that are in the WBC. So that was really cool. I was excited about that. I get a sense of pride, just to see us all out there performing and doing well.
Who did you play with or against there that maybe you hadn't seen too much that really stuck out to you as far as their talent?
Probably Eric Hosmer. He's a great player, great defender. He knows what he's doing when he's in the box, and he goes about his business the right way. He was a great player. He definitely. I knew he was a great player already, but to watch him do what he did and to see him work, it was cool. It was really cool just to see him go about his business. But yeah, I think just getting to see him play on an everyday basis for those couple of weeks, he stood out.
How long are you going to wear the gold medal?
All day. Definitely all day.
And are you anxious to get going? Back with this team?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back with the fellas. It's a little scarce in here since last time I was here, but yeah, I'm happy to be back with these guys. and us getting us prepared to get ready for the season. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to us being out there, our field being together, and us playing some good baseball.
Good guys. Good.
Thanks, Andrew.